Are these the pianos of the future? Smaller keys, foldable, and aftertouch? The piano is one of the most enduring instruments ever created. In many ways, it has stayed remarkably consistent for well over a century. But that may be starting to change. Today, I want to explore 3 innovations that could reshape what a piano can be. Smaller keys, foldable designs, and aftertouch. And stick around, because near the end, I'm going to show you one of my 2 prototype modular piano systems that delivers a virtual concert grand experience in a completely different way. Now, I'm not talking about gimmicks, and I'm certainly not saying that these ideas are going to replace traditional pianos, but they do raise fascinating questions. Where is piano design headed? What problems are people trying to solve? And what might be the piano of the future actually look like? Let's start with smaller keys. The standard piano keyboard was established a very long time ago, and ever since then, pianos have mostly accepted that as fixed. But of course, hands are not all the same size. I struggled to gain strength and learn how to break large chords effectively because of the size of my hands. You know, I didn't even realize how significant this was until years later with my students with larger hands who could master music so much more easily and quickly than I could as a student. For many players, standard-sized keys can make certain intervals and passages difficult, uncomfortable, or even impossible. Octaves, tenths, big chords, wide stretches, these are far more manageable for some hands than for others on a standard-sized keyboard. That's why there's innovations now with different size keyboards, and I think it's a really exciting development. I wonder what you think about that. Smaller scaled keyboards become so interesting. This is not about making the piano easier, it's about making it more accessible to more people. If a different keyboard size allows a pianist to play with greater comfort, less strain, and more freedom, that opens doors. It broadens access to repertoire, and it can make the instrument more physically natural for many players. Now, let's talk about folding pianos. Because one of the piano's biggest limitations has always been obvious. It's big, heavy, and difficult to move. A concert grand is enormous. Even an upright is incredibly difficult to move. So the idea of folding pianos is really about rethinking the physical form of the instrument. Now, I'm not talking about those inexpensive folding keyboards you sometimes see online. Those are not really substitutes for pianos. I'm talking about the possibility of a serious instrument, something with a truly satisfying action and full musical potential in a form that could be dramatically easier to transport. That could be significant for performers, teachers, and traveling musicians. I can tell you this, whenever I travel by car, I bring my digital piano with me, no problem. Flying, though, is a whole other story. So the idea of a piano that could fold into a more portable form is a radical one, but it may also be a very practical one. I know that when I'm on vacation and have free time, I want my piano. If a decent quality digital piano that can fit on carry-on and a plane was available, I would be the first one to buy it. Now let's turn to something totally different, aftertouch. This is something many traditional pianists may have never even thought about. Aftertouch comes from the world of electronic instruments. On an acoustic piano, once the hammer strikes the string, your control of the note is essentially over. For some a little bit you can do with the pedal to change the tone, but not a heck of a lot. But aftertouch, it adds a whole other layer of expressiveness. It responds to pressure applied after the key is already depressed. That means a note can continue to be shaped after it has already begun to sound. Depending on the instrument, that extra pressure can add vibrato, dynamics, obviously volume is a natural, or tonal color, or other expressive elements. That is a very different concept from traditional piano playing. I remember years ago playing a Yamaha GS1. This was in the early 80s. It was a super expensive 88-key synthesizer with a weighted action, and not only was it touch sensitive, it also had polyphonic aftertouch. That meant that after notes were already sounding, you could apply pressure to individual notes and bring out different voices independently. So the technologies existed for a very long time. I loved playing that instrument. I imagined this would become a standard thing in pianos or keyboards of some sort, and it's always been really peripheral. The amount of control was incredible. Will every pianist want that? No, probably not. You can let me know in the comments how many of you would be interested in playing an instrument like that. Because it points to another possible future, one where the keyboard expression goes beyond the initial attack in ways that acoustic pianos simply don't allow. So what do these three ideas suggest? To me, they point in three important directions: greater accessibility, greater portability, and greater expression potential through hybrid and digital technologies. None of this means the concert grand is going away. Not at all. People are always going to have pianos, and I will always have pianos, not just one piano. The acoustic grand piano remains one of the most extraordinary instruments ever created. But the category itself of piano may continue to expand. Look at the innovations in player technology. Concerts can now occur in several locations simultaneously on different pianos. You can hear your favorite pianist playing your piano right in your home. The possibilities are endless. One thing is certain: we'll almost certainly see hybrids evolve tremendously. We may see alternative size keys become more accepted. Wouldn't it be wonderful if concert halls someday offered more than just one keyboard size for pianists? We may see entirely new physical designs. We may see instruments that preserve the essence of piano playing while adding progressively more expressive possibilities other generations never had. And that brings it back to the two prototype modular piano system I developed. What excites me personally about them is that they aim at something very ambitious: creating a virtual concert grand experience in a new form. These systems are not meant to just replace pianos, but they do offer a fascinating direction, one where pianists can enjoy a highly sophisticated playing experience with more flexibility, more adaptability, and new possibilities that traditional instruments simply don't offer. And being able to enjoy a 9-foot concert grand playing experience anywhere, even in a small apartment, and with headphones if you wish. Watch these instruments in action and think about what they represent. Not just a new product, not just a novelty, but a broader idea of where piano design may be headed. The future of the piano may not be one invention. It may be several different paths developing at once. Some will remain niche. Some may become mainstream, while some may truly change the way people think about the piano. What are your thoughts? Share them here at livingpianos.com. Which of these innovations interests you the most? Smaller keys, foldable designs, aftertouch, or modular hybrid systems? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear from your perspective. And if you want to learn more about pianos and hybrid instruments, all different piano playing techniques, come on to livingpianos.com. We are your online piano resource. I'm Robert Estrin. Thanks for watching, and keep playing.